Yeah, it's not a very impressive room, I'm afraid, and I didn't clean up for you guys. But
It looks gezellig, you know. And,
it's a very good Dutch word. That's a very good Dutch word.
Last Thursday were the debates about the Ukrainians.
Well, I initiated the debate also. We don't normally have debates specifically about this topic, but I found it very important because we're now, basically we're 3 years in, and there's a lot of people, of course, in the Netherlands who are very uncertain about their future, who live here sometimes in conditions that are not ideal. And I think we often don't pay a lot of attention to it. So we had a very good debate. A lot of people mentioned that it's important to support Ukrainians in the Netherlands for as long as it is needed. And that's not just the case for politicians, fortunately, but there's many people in the Netherlands that support Ukrainians still. For us, it was very important to talk about that long-term things, the access to language, mental health, for instance, access to mental health. And but I think for us as D66, one of the most important things was to make sure that people have some kind of perspective.
And maybe you have some ideas or you heard something about the future after the directive of permanent defending ends. It's pretty soon. It's less than a year. We have
it is.
About some decision.
Yeah, and I think that is one of the most frustrating things I've found throughout, because I think the Dutch government and also the European Parliament and European Commission has always been very reserved about that. They have been. And to some extent that's understandable, because we didn't know at the beginning how long the war was going to take, and we still don't know that. So that, I think, was one of the important messages that I gave to the minister, who is also responsible for migration in the Netherlands, that I said we need clarity.
We are not refugees in the law, but as I know, we signed an application for the refugee when we took our stickers from IND. And somehow it have to be implemented in the Dutch law system.
And I think at the time that was a logical decision to do, because there were a lot of people coming in. We needed to make quick decisions. But right now we keep continuing that process, and it means that people are still in far from great jobs because they can often do more. But that's very difficult because we don't know if people still have the same status in a year from now. D66 sign. So
it's a penalty of D66.
Yeah,
right?
basically, yeah. This is really sort of historical for D66. Like the one on the bottom, the guy on the bottom with the big megaphone. That is the Hans van Mierlo, who basically founded our party.
What the words in the parliament now, like basically about the Ukrainians, about Ukraine. The parliament looks like have a one strong opinion that the security have to be more invested, about the Ukrainian support of Ukraine. Could you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah. Well, it's always a little bit going like this and this. So sometimes there's it's politics, of course. So there's moments that it's more stable. I think in general you can say that, like we said about housing refugees here, there sometimes is some consensus on that it's important to give support to Ukraine, to enlarge also our own security.
The hospitals, the transport system, preparing for some critical situation. Everybody now focused on the security, and it shows the safety in Europe, not like in the past.
Yeah, and I think people have really started realizing that because of the war in Ukraine and because of the international situation. I think right now a lot of people are discovering that we should do more to remain safe as well, because right now Ukraine is picking up the slack for us, basically. Yes. Ukrainians are fighting for freedom in the rest of Europe. And I think that is something something that most parties in Parliament realize.
And what do you think about the future of the Ukrainian refugees here? Yes. If the war make longer than everybody, I think like year or 2 years or 5 years. What do you think, like, what the way have the government choose to make them like happy.
Yeah.
I mean, to be a part of the Dutch society, or to make them for some different status. Of course, to better to integrate them, to start feeling happy about the place where they are.
Yeah, well, I think that was for us the most important topic also in the discussion that we had last week. Because I think right now we're wasting a lot of potential of people that are currently here, because we don't invest in integration of Ukrainians. And we miss the opportunity for people to use their talent, whether their future is here in the Netherlands or whether it's in Ukraine, rebuilding Ukraine. And so I think the future for Ukrainians will differ. There's people that will probably stay in the Netherlands, and there's other people who will go back. But in the end, I think as long as that is still not the case, as long as we don't know that, we shouldn't have a standstill. We shouldn't have people just, have to wait and not learn the language and not have a proper job. And not be able to study. I think all of those things should be possible for Ukrainians in the Netherlands. And I think, that is the most important way to secure a future, no matter where that is. The key thing to do for us as Dutch politicians is not to make plans behind our desk, the desk that you just saw. That is in conversation with Ukrainians who are here, because they know best what is needed.
Like Shur told,
yes,
nothing about Ukrainians without Ukrainians.
Exactly.
Like it's a paradigm of Nova times to make it as much inclusive as is possible.
Yeah. What will probably happen is in the next couple of weeks we probably have a sort of short additional debate, and that's a moment also to put forward our proposals. And this is the proposal that we want to put forward and bring to a vote. So we'll see what happens then.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
Nice. You told me you're from Utrecht. And
I am.
You're well known with Utrecht Ukrainian house, Vitalna.
Yes,
right?
I am. Yeah. It's a lovely location, and I think it's really wonderful. It's really something that's being set up by people from Utrecht and the Ukrainian community there. One of the things that really impressed me from Vitalnia is that they made this activity indeed for the young people from the Ukrainian community. Yeah. And we once a year in Utrecht we have this big parade. It's this St. Martin parade. And everybody a lot of people in Utrecht make these really big, I don't even know what they call them, like the really big things that they carry around, and they have lights in them, and it's a really impressive parade. And the young Ukrainians also made one.
I know. My daughter also visited.
She was there. Oh, that's so nice.
With the slides in the evening, they asking again this from the neighbors. Yes, it's a good tradition.
It is. Yes. So they were part of the original Utrecht tradition.
Yeah.
So it made them really also, Ukrainian Utrechters. That's nice.
Yeah. Really nice to speak with you, Anne-Marijke.
It's likewise.
Your support is really important for the Ukrainian community.
It was really lovely to meet you, and keep up your good work.
Thank you for this short excursion through the building.
Yes, you're very welcome again
really
next time. Yeah, lovely.
Thank you.
Lovely to meet you.